Welcome back to my online video tutorial series. The end of this video, you should know how to draw the sectional elevation for a floor plan using AutoCAD Architecture. In my previous video, I outlined or explained how to generate the sectional elevation using standard AutoCAD. But in this case, I'll be using AutoCAD Architecture. This version is way much easier than the novel AutoCAD. Here is the same diagram, 2005 CSEC Architecture, and this is basically the user interface. The software offers tremendous amount of advantage when compared to traditional AutoCAD. I like to do things simple. I tend to use this the simplest way possible. So to set up limit, I would same procedure, unit first, enter, and ensure that my unit is in millimeters. My precision is 0. Okay. I will then establish my limits. MIT, enter, and ensure that my lower limit is 0,0, enter. And in this case, this is the building drawing. So I think upper limit of 10,000 by 10,000 would be good. Once I've done that, I type Z, enter, A, enter to bring my limit onto the screen. So that's basically one that I've done before. So now my first step is to place that drawing into this drawing, the past paper into the drawing. So these are the dimensions. So we are cutting across here. And as we are aware, this is a hip roof, which means that all the sides are inclined at an angle of 30 degrees. All right. So my first step here would be to, now that I've done that, my first step would be to click on wall and set up my perimeter. In this case, I want my wall to be 150. This is basically there. This is the last setting that I used, which is there. I think in this case, the finished floor to ring beam was 2,800. 2,800, yes. And I'm using center justification. So the base height is pretty much the height for the wall using center justification. Once I've done this, my next step is to ensure that orthogonal mode is on. Click here. Then for this, I'm gonna enter, draw a wall. I don't want to be more, well, I won't be drawing the entire building per se. So I'm using that as my one wall. Spacebar to reactivate wall. And I click here. And I bring this out a suitable distance. And next, I'm gonna offset this wall to the required distance. So my next step, what I'll be doing, I'll be offsetting this wall. So the first wall is 3,000 millimeters away. So I type over offset. Enter. So I offset distance. In this case, I'm using through. So I type T or through, enter. I then click this wall and I move in this direction. In this case, I want into be 3,000. So I'm going to add 150 to that, the wall thickness to get in measurement. So I'm going to type 3,150. And that produces the walls at distance. I then click on this wall, then type 3,600 plus 150. That is 3,750. So it's 3,750. Enter. I get that wall. I then left click again. And I type 3,450. Enter. and this gives the other wall. Now, I realize here that these walls didn't touch. So, all right, so drag this then out to that point. All right, now I have that. My next step is to insert my window in this drawing. So for this, I will not be drawing the entire object, yes, as the sectional elevation encompasses only a part of this. So I will only be drawing the part which I'll be sectioning. However, I will be drawing the entire roof, all right? So for window, I go up to window, and window. I think this window is, let's use 1200 by 1200. I don't remember the exact dimension for this window. And I want this to be, well, let's use center for now. Automatic offset. All right. Let's set 150. But I want center of centrification. So now I'm gonna click onto this wall. And that is there. I then click onto this wall, click here to insert one, click here to insert the next one, click here to insert the next wall, click here to insert the next, another window here. And that's basically it, all right? In the middle here, we have a door opening. So I'm gonna click on door drop down and click on opening. Click on opening. Then I'm gonna choose the opening that I want this to be. Let this opening seems to be a little bit larger than the regular door. So I'm gonna let this be about 1500, 1500. Let the door height be 2100, 2100. And I don't want this to be unconstrained. I want this to be center or something about. Then I'm gonna click this here, click right there, escape. So this is my door, the door opening, right? So that's basically what I think. I have a door here. There should be a door here as well. So I'm gonna click on door, and I'm gonna want this door size to be width to be 1000, door height to be 2000. Be good. I want this to be constrained. Well, want it to be, that's 150 from that point. Yeah, so that is good. Then I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna insert my door there. So that is good for that. So now we basically have the outline for this. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw a line to represent, draw the outline to represent, in this case, the overall dimension for the roof, for the walls are here across here is 9000. So across here is from here to this point to here to here is 9000. And from here on the length is approximately 10,000. So what I will do, I will draw a figure. I will draw the outline for the roof, outline for the wall, then offset that by 450. Okay, so my next step is to draw, I'm gonna draw a rectangle. So I type REC enter, and I'm gonna start here. On the, I'm gonna use @ shift @. So the horizontal axis is 9000, comma, minus 10,000, enter. well. So my next step is to change to my roof layer. Then draw the outline for the roof, then generate the roof. So I go here, roof. Then I go across the roof. Click on roof here. Then I establish, so here I want the rafter to be 150, edge to be plumb, overhang to be 450, and the plate height. Plate height is the distance for the wall. So this should be 1,800. And it's important that your plate height here is the same as on the wall. If they are not the same, the roof will not fit exactly onto the ring beam. So once you have done that, we then go ahead and draw a line here, one here, there, here, there, and so now I've generated my roof. Yeah. My next step is to cut this. All right. So for that, I go to here, click here, and then I click here, then go across here, enter, then bring this up a little bit. Then I specify where I would like this to be inserted. So this is that. All right. My next step is to explode this. I'm going to explode this. So I click onto this 2 times, click here, enter. Click 2 times, click again, explode, click 1 more time, X, enter, click 1 more time, X, enter. So you must click 2 times on this to explode it, all right? So some persons might use, so this is, my next step is to use X line, type XL. Let me change to my wall here. Change to my wall. Then choose X line, XL, enter. Then draw a horizontal line here. Enter. Then from here, we start to establish the different layers. So the first layer here would be, or probably should establish my depth of foundation first, which in this case, I'm going to use 1,000. So I'm going to type 1, enter. So this is the total depth of my foundation. Then I'm going to extend these walls down to the depth of my foundation. So I type XTEND, enter. Select here as my edge, enter. Then click those walls, and that will go down there. Click this, click that, that will go. Those 2 will go as well. Click those 2 will go as well. So here now I have established the depth of my foundation. From that, I am going to trim off the section here. TR, enter. Now I'm going to offset this wall down to the different layers, layers on the foundation detail. So the first one from the finished floor is a screed. So I type for offset, enter. I type enter to accept through, then I click on this, then I type 50, enter. I then click here, then I move down, type 100, my slab. I then click here, move down, type 150 for the hardcore. Then I click here, move down, type a random distance for the earth, probably 200, and escape. So now we have all the different layers. Once I've done that, I'm gonna trim out inside here. ER, enter. Here, my next step would be to establish my footing. Side type, click rectangle, left click here, I could also insert that from AutoCAD. That could be done as well. Then I type, hold on, Shift. Then I type, in this case, I want my footing to be 600 by 200. Enter. I then copy this, click CO, enter, here as my base point, and I drop one here, drop one there, drop one here, and one here. Yeah, quick and fast. Now up here, I would need need to have a ring beam here. To insert my ring beam in this drawing, I type tool palette, PP for tool palette, enter. I then, well, basics, then click E, this one here. Then I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna use custom. Yes, and I want the width of this to be 150, 150, and the length to be 300. As the dimension for the ring beam is 150 by 300. Yes. So I want to be chamfered, yes. Hatch, no, I don't want any hatch in it. So for hatch, I'm gonna click no for hatch. Show reinforcing, yes. I want the edge to be offset by 13 or 25 could work. Tab 25. And here, another one here. Escape. And we typically have lintel over the window and over the door. So we're gonna go back to this again for the lintel for the and this one to be want to use custom, yes, and want this one to be 150 by 150. We don't want hatch the column, we don't want no hatch, so we say no to hatch. We want this to be about 13, yes, enter. So we then drop this. Now I'm going to hatch this, I'm going to delete this one right here, delete this. Enter. Then delete this one, delete. Enter. Then delete. To hatch. I then go up to hatch pattern, GIS underscore 8A. I then drop this into the drawing, one there. No, I'm gonna change the angle here to 0, 0, tab, and space this out a little bit. Then, well, space this out a little bit, space. Change this to about 20 to 0, tab. That should be good. That should be good there. And in like manner, we would add the different patterns to those. So the first one here is sand. And we drop the sand in there. You'll find that at times these might not want to hatch. Might have problem getting them there. Just in that case, just like that one. Click here. This is our ARCon for concrete. do that, we're dropping those. So this is basically how we do it. We drop those in right here. So something is missing from this one. So what I'll do, I'll need to add my some more details here. I'll need to add my rafters and my ring beam. On the wall plate, sorry, the wall plate is 100 by 80. So for that I could offset this or enter, offset that by 80 millimeters. 80, enter. O, enter. O, enter.